Fishing hooks, parts, types, hook point, hook eye, barbed versus barbless, sizes, gauge, length, and gape. Fishing hook parts. Point, the sharp bit that pierces the fish's mouth. Barb, a backwards facing spike that stops the hook from coming loose. Throat, the section of the hook running down from the point. Bend, where the hook curves back on itself. Shank, the same as the throat, but on the blunt end. Eye, the ring that attaches the hook to a lure or a line. Gap. The distance between the throat and the shank. Fishing hooks types. J-hook is the most common type of fishing hook. It resembles the letter J and is used for a wide range of fishing applications. J-hooks come in different sizes and styles, including regular, circle, and offset hooks. Circle hook have a unique, curved shape that forms a complete circle. These hooks are designed to hook fish in the corner of their mouth, reducing the chances of gut hooking and increasing the likelihood of catch and release. Circle hooks are often used in saltwater fishing. Treble hook consist of 3 hook points merged into a single shank. They are commonly used in fishing lures, such as crankbaits and spoons, to increase the chances of hooking a fish when it strikes at the bait. Weedless hook are designed to minimize snagging in vegetation or underwater structures. They usually have a plastic or metal weed guard that helps prevent the hook from getting entangled in weeds or other obstacles. Bait holder hook feature barbs or small points on the shank to help secure live or cut bait in place. They are commonly used in freshwater fishing, particularly when fishing with worms, minnows, or other natural baits. Fly hook are specially designed for fly fishing, where artificial flies are used as bait. They are typically lightweight and have a long shank with a small, turned-up eye to accommodate tying the fly. Siwash hook have an open eye and a single, straight shank. They are commonly used as replacement hooks on lures or as stinger hooks in situations where an extra hook is desired, such as when fishing for larger or more aggressive fish species. Hook point types. Needle point. Needle points taper in slightly towards the shank. They're designed to pierce easily and to cause minimal damage once they're through. This keeps the hole small, reducing the harm to the fish and making it harder for it to throw the hook. Spear point. This is the most common point and a great all-rounder. Spear points run straight up from the throat, giving you decent penetration and limited damage to the fish. They're also easier to sharpen than more elaborate varieties. Rolled-in point. Rolled-in points pierce deeply with the minimal amount of pressure. The tip faces towards the hook eye, keeping your force directly in line with its path through a fish's mouth. They're perfect for fish that thrash about when they're brought to the boat. Hollow point. Hollow point hooks have a bent-in spike which curves down to the barb. They cut through soft-mouthed fish and stay in place once they're there. However, they can make setting the hook much more difficult on tougher species. Knife edge point. These guys mean business. Sharpened on both sides and pointed away from the shank. They're made for maximum penetration. The problem with knife edge points is that they cause a lot of damage to the fish. Hook eye types. Ringed eye. It's easy to thread line through and works with a variety of knots. Brazed eye, a loop sealed shut with melted metal. Brazing a hook stops it bending or breaking during the fight. Needle eye hooks are ideal for fishing with bait. You can thread the entire hook through the bait fish easily, just like a sewing needle. Tapered eye, which is more slender towards the end of the loop. This keeps the weight down, helping the fly float properly. Looped eye gives wet flies a little more weight. It also lets fly tyers get more creative with their designs. Barbed versus barbless hooks. The final thing worth mentioning is the barb. Barbs are great for holding bait on hooks. And some hooks actually have multiple barbs because of this. Barbs can also make it tougher for a fish to throw the hook, meaning more meat in the cooler. However, barbed hooks cause much more damage to the fish than a simple point. They make a bigger hole and can get snagged or lodged deep inside a fish. This lowers its survival rate and makes it tougher to remove the hook. In short, barbed hooks are awesome for fish you plan to eat. But barbless hooks are better for catch and release. That's why many anglers break or file off the barbs on their hooks. Fishing hook sizes. The smallest hooks out there begin at around a size 30. The second smallest is size 29, then 28, and so on, running up to size 1. After size 1, it switches to size 1 out 0, then 2 out 0, 3 out 0, all the way to 27 out 0. There's no standardized actual size. It varies a lot by brand. You need to think about the gauge, length, and gape. Gauge has to do with how thick the actual metal is. It usually runs from fine to heavy wire. But you can buy extra thick hooks, which will be marked as 2x heavy, 3x heavy, and so on. Length measures how long the shank is. The higher the number, the longer the shank. You'll often find this written as 2x long, 3x long, and occasionally even 4x long. Gape covers how far the point is from the shank. In short, how wide the hook is. It's normally marked as, you guessed it, 2x wide, 3x wide, etc.